Hello mates, Blind here. Guess what? I need better lighting. Seriously, I need better lighting. I'm literally using my dad's flashlight that's right behind my laptop to at least make this room just a tad bit brighter. This is what I get for filming at like 7 in the evening. So anyway, let us start the tech talk once more. This is episode 4. Oh boy, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. First off, I want to show you guys something that I found at my parents' store the other day. So in the previous episode, I talked about how 5G won't be coming to the Philippines until like a couple of more years. But check this out. This is a 5G SIM from Smart, a 5G ready SIM. And I was actually pretty surprised when I found this. Like, wait, we got 5G now? Yeah, apparently according to Smart, we've got 5G now. But there's a tad bit of an asterisk there, since it's not exactly 5G. They did kind of sort of roll out quote-unquote 5G back in 2014, but really it's just LTE-A. Now that Smart has going the way of AT&T and gearing us up for quote-unquote 5G, it's now up to a bit of a question whether or not it will be millimeter wave or sub 6 gigahertz. So for those who have no idea what the heck those two mean, they're basically two competing technologies of 5G. To give you a better compare and contrast kind of thing when it comes to these two technologies, let me give you a quick compare and contrast. I don't know, what did you expect from this? Let's talk about millimeter wave. Probably the better 5G technology of the two, mostly because of its insanely fast internet speed. I mean, we are literally talking about gigabit speed internet. Although despite this fast internet, millimeter wave does come with a bit of a downside. You can only use it in a very small area. In fact, so small, even T-Mobile of the United States has said that it will never materialize outside of big urban cities. So yeah, it's kind of a really big drawback, especially if you're in an area like, I don't know, Quezon City. Since Quezon City is pretty big and pretty dense, you're probably going to be needing a crap ton of antennas to at least make millimeter wave possible. What else if you want to expand them into the provinces? Then there's sub 6 gigahertz, which is kind of the opposite of millimeter wave. Wide coverage, in fact probably just about as wide as LTE, maybe LTE-A, but the internet speed is just slightly above what LTE already carries. So essentially it's more 4.5G. But yeah, I think I may have explained that just a tad bit poorly. So in the description, I'm going to be leaving out a link to MKBHD's video explaining 5G just a little bit better. Alright, let's get into the next tech news, and it's actually going to be pretty freaking short. Mobile World Congress, we talked about it in a couple of episodes. It's cancelled, thanks to COVID-19. Next, due to the COVID-19 scare, Mobile World Congress has been officially cancelled. Although there is no news on the pre-conference events. This is kind of old. This has already been a week since it was posted on unbox.ph, but I figured that this needs to be said, because I pretty much skipped over it because I focused too much on the previous episode on the Samsung Unpacked event. Told you it's short. Next news. So speaking of Galaxy, Vivo now has a brand new phone out that's almost as powerful as the Samsung S20. So this is the Vivo IQ3 5G. That is probably the most complicated set of words I've ever said since the Samsung Galaxy J1 Mini Prime. That's actually a phone. So, ahead of its scheduled February 25 launch in India, so what day is it? It it is the 21st, so tomorrow after this video gets freaking tripod. So probably tomorrow once this video goes live. Maybe, I don't know. Ahead of the February 25 launch in India, Vivo has been teasing key features of the iQOO 5G, which is, weirdly enough, the first phone in the series. I don't know why they had a 3 in it. It's weird. To kick things off, an Android 2 listing confirms some of the iQOO 5G key specs, which include a Snapdragon 865, up to 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs internal storage, a full HD plus display, on top of an almost 600,000 score. That's higher than the Mi 10 Pro's 560,000 score. Woo boy, yeah, that is pretty powerful. So yeah, it's more than just internet speeds. It's running the same processor as the Galaxy S20. It's got almost the same RAM size. Storage is also pretty big. So it really feels like a sort of better alternative to the S20. I say sort of better because the cameras is probably very but you know, I've heard Vivo is pretty awesome when it comes to phone cameras, so let's see about that once this brand new super cool phone comes out. So apart from having LDDR5 RAM like the Mi 10 series and the Galaxy S20, told you it's just as powerful, the iQOO 5G will be one of the first phones to have UFS 3.1 storage. The new storage standard should deliver better read-write speeds in comparison to UFS 3, but we have to wait and see for how big is the speed bump. That is not correct English, but whatever. But it's just as good as the Galaxy S20, but I'm not sure if the camera quality is going to be just as good as the S20. But Vivo does do some awesome camera stuff. I mean, its sister company is literally Oppo, the most insane smartphone manufacturer when it comes to cameras. Probably next to Samsung themselves. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see until this thing gets released. And I forgot to mention some of the other key specs. So it's going to have a 6.44-inch AMOLED display, a 4,400 mAh battery with 55-watt charging. So yeah, Vivo is really upping their game up now, especially now that Samsung had wowed the world with the new S20 line. But yeah, we'll keep an eye out for that. Next, news! Yeah! We got a lot of new information when it comes to Android's next version, Android 11. And I'm going to be completely honest with you mates, I was pretty sad when they dropped all of the sweet nicknames when Android 10 came out. It's just Android 10 now. But yeah, I guess they're going to be reaching the end of that eventually. So Google decided, okay, you know what, let's just remove that entirely instead of having our brains wrecked up on what, you know, sweet thing we're going to release next. So according to CNET, Google on Wednesday gave us our first glimpse of the next version of Android, called Android 11. It's a preview version meant for app developers to test it before it's released more widely. So one new feature is that it lets people grant apps one-time access to a location, microphone, and camera data instead of developers getting more broad access to the information. With the new option, app makers will not only get data until the user moves away from the app. After that, developers will have to ask for permission again. Other changes include upgrades for new form factors, including foldable phones and pinhole screens, which take up the entire front of the device except for the camera lens. Another upgrade helps developers better take advantage of 5G network speeds. So this is actually pretty neat, especially the one-time access to the location, camera, and microphone apps, since it's kind of a big issue with a lot of people that, you know, maybe some apps are spying on you using the camera. People are already afraid that Google is spying on you, because I think I remember once a couple of years ago, Lou from Unbox Therapy posted a video where he found out that Google has been recording little snippets of conversation. Whenever the phone thinks, it's hears the words OK GOOLE.
Recordings like I do here that I didn't. What is?
What I'm saying is that, like, Did you notice that?
Now with this new feature, there's probably going to be some kind of sense of relief now that you only get to grant access one time, and then all of that access becomes completely blocked off once you close the app, and I think that's pretty neat. Also, some of the upgrades for the new form factors, including foldable phones, which are now going to be popular this year, especially now that the Motorola Razr and the Galaxy Z Flip is now being released. Also, 5G, that's pretty neat. I'm pretty sure Qualcomm has already got that covered, but there you go. Android 11 also has improvements for messaging apps. Now users will be able to add images to notification replies. Chat bubbles can keep conversations in view while you're using other apps. So yeah, that's another neat little feature, especially for people who are used to using Facebook Messenger outside of actually using the app. In my case, message bubbles tend to lag pretty hard, especially if you're getting bombarded by a bunch of messages. I'm not sure if it's for me, because my Nokia 3 is pretty garbage. I'm not sure for a lot of other people, but I really hope that Android 11 will fix that chat bubble thing. Images to notification replies, I'm not sure how that will work, but it's pretty convenient. Now you can just slide down to your notification bar, send in that weird picture of that boomer businesswoman person sending a picture of a cow behind a fence with the letter L as the caption to whoever it is you gotta send it to. I can't stop thinking about that image. It's like the most ridiculous thing. And finally, the last tech news of the week. Mineski Global and PCCL signed partnership for collegiate esports. And this is actually some pretty groundbreaking news, because it's not exactly last year. It's when was it? November. So it's February now, so 4 months ago, the SEA Games got hosted here in the Philippines, and one of the major events was esports. And I was pretty surprised. Wow, esports? Esports here in the Philippines has just started to take off. In the beginning of 2019, I think, Smart, and TV5 as well had launched the Nationals, which is basically the Philippine Esports League. You got people competing for games like Mobile Legends, League of Legends, Tekken 7. I'm kind of sad they don't have Counter-Strike Global Offensive yet, but there you go. At least we got esports now. And now, Mineski Global, itself a pretty popular esports team when it comes to games such as League of Legends, Dota, and CSGO as well, until they got disbanded. They now want to have esports be part of collegiate sports. According to Unbox.ph, as part of its push for esports in the country, Mineski Global signed a partnership with the Philippine Collegiate Champions League, or the PCCL, to create an esports program for colleges and universities. According to Mineski Global CEO and founder Ronald Robbins, it's time to show to everyone that esports represent a viable career option, inclusive, and that it should be accorded to the same treatment as regular sports. So yeah, it's pretty much baby steps for collegiate esports. We've already got the UAAP, basketball and volleyball and stuff. It'll be great to see, Ateneo and Adamson duke it out in a game of Mobile Legends. That's something I never thought I'd say, but there you go. That's it for this week's Tech Talk. If you guys enjoyed it, leave a like if you want to. I don't mind if you don't. And if you want to see more content like this, subscribe. And I'll see you guys again next time. This has been Ronald Ryan, signing the heck out of here. Why did I do? Oh, wow. I need better lighting. Also, I am rooting for Adamson for this point, even though I'm not into sports. Una wa nakahimo.